So I recognize I've been off my channel for about a week and 5 days since my last weigh-in. I can finally say in public, this stressful situation I've been talking about. And quite honestly, I've only got 30 followers, and I think 25 of them I speak to on a regular basis, via text or Facebook. But for the handful who may not know, I was searching for a job for the last basically 4 months. And if you don't know me particularly well, it's hard to describe to you the place my career occupies in my value structure. It is one of the most important things. It is one of the most important parts of my identity. And so it is a particularly stressful endeavor when I'm looking at making a move like that. I pour all of my resources, all of my time into preparation, and as a result, my focus on my fitness and my diet has definitely taken a back seat. But even more than that, it's just like start saying to myself, you know what, I can make up this workout after I get this job. I'm gonna regret it if I spend this 2 hours running in the morning and lifting in the evening, and I don't prepare, and someone asks a question in this interview that ends up costing me an opportunity that I could be in for the next 10 years. Like, these are the types of rationalizations I make in my head. And as I get really stressed, what put the weight on me in the first place was the stress. I start to eat. I want instant gratification. I want some junk food. I want something that's going to make me feel good. Something that tastes great, and something quick and easy, and something cheap. So it often ends up McDonald's, Subway, Papa John's. Those have been the biggest culprits this year. And it makes me place a much smaller emphasis on my fitness. Last year, that was by far one of my probably 3 or 4 priorities, and it really kind of slumped down. And it's easy to say 3 or 4 because they were all closely bunched. Obviously my family, our health, my career, and my fitness were all I focused on last year. But they were all fairly even. I would say by far my career has been the thing that I've been focusing on. I felt ready to make a move. And as I started getting close to certain opportunities, I had a number of opportunities that have come and gone and come and gone. Interview, your first round, second round, and then all of a sudden I'm not getting responses to my email. And that really drives me up a wall. I'm not getting responses to calls, emails. I'm not hearing anything. And then I start wondering, are they going in a different direction? And I agonize over this, like absolutely agonize over this. So, very long-winded way of just trying to put into context what's been going on with me. For the last 6 months, I've been floating between 250 and 260, 265, honestly, you could say. I did get up to 266 last week. I got an offer a week ago. This Friday will mark 2 weeks since I was officially made an offer. So when I did my last weigh-in video, I was expecting an offer on Friday afternoon. I just didn't know if financially they would come up to what I was looking for, and they did. And once that happened, I just sort of let my guard down, and I was like, I just really need a mental break. I'm constantly pushing myself, constantly stressing myself to be better, to do more, to work harder, and I honestly just felt like I needed a break. And so I basically did what I have done typically on vacation, which is I've eaten whatever I wanted, I've drank whatever I wanted. I drank a ton of soda last week, ate a lot of fast food, really ate poorly. I didn't work out at all. And I keep justifying these moments like this by saying, well, I need this, I have to do this. And it's because it's a lifelong pattern, it's a lifelong behavior for me. But the fact of the matter is, if I want to achieve this goal, I can't put my fitness and my nutrition on a back burner when other things come up. It has to be important all the time. Like, it has to be important all the time, because while it's easy for me to rationalize, well, once this search is over, I can get back to what I was doing, but then what's going to happen? I got to do well. I'm brand new. All the eyes are going to be on me. I got a great role. I got an outstanding role. I'm going to be heading FP&A for a business that generated $325 million in revenue last year. I'm supporting a senior vice president. I report to a division CFO. I manage a team. Like, this is a great role. But with that, the stress doesn't go away. It's not like I can say, okay, I'm just going to coast now. Now it's going to be even harder than last year, whereas outside of the budget in a few certain areas, I was pretty much working till like 5:36 every day, no weekends. Now I'm going to be working till 9-10 o'clock every day, and I keep saying, where am I going to find the time? I'm going to have to dial it back, but that doesn't mean my nutrition needs to dial back. That's not something that's time consuming at all, and that's where I need to focus on. I won't be able to manage the 40-hour fast because, admittedly, I feel pretty weak and lethargic when I do that. The hunger isn't the problem. I stopped doing it back in February because I was trying to train, and it was, when you delete your glycogen stores, it's almost like you're getting up at 3-4 o'clock in the morning. The hunger actually doesn't bother me, but the fatigue I feel, the weakness I feel it in my neck, the back of my head. I feel it in my hands. Like, I feel weak. I can get up, I can walk around, I can function just fine, but it is difficult to concentrate. So I'm gonna have to dial it back. I'm not gonna be able to do the 40-hour fast. I'm gonna stick to my 24-hour fast, which really rarely bother me at this point. Like, fasting from, I should really say 20-hour fast, because what I typically do, will finish dinner 8 o'clock one night, and I'll have a light meal at 5 or 6 the next day, and then I will eat dinner. So it's like I usually eat half the food I would eat in a normal day, but that doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me at all. So just kind of laying this out to describe what's been going on for me, and keep in mind, I've put this channel together to kind of document my own journey, for me to look back on. I watch every video that I post, every single workout, every single video like this, where I'm kind of talking through my thoughts, because I want to look at this a year from now. I've watched videos of myself from a year ago, and it's really inspiring to see the progress I've made, but I feel like it's really time to reassert this. I've been flat on my weight for 6 months. I never envisioned that in November, when I stepped on that scale. I think it was November 7th, if I remember, when I hit that goal. I never envisioned that 6 months later, I'd still be the same weight. I have not been able to get under 246, and so it's time to change. So, it really, I've been shying away from, it's like I get so many conflicting messages. I've been shying away from setting interim goals because I've listened to a lot of fitness channels that say it's not a linear process, which is very true. It is not a linear process, and just focus on consistency. That has not been working for me, especially in a high stress period. And so I am going to deviate from that pattern, and I am going to set goals for myself. I essentially have the next 3.5 weeks to focus on getting prepared for what's next. I start my new job on June 1st. And I know when that hits, I'm going to really have to dial it back. But until then, my work is going to be very, very light. Like, I'm going to have a lot of flexibility. I mean, it's 2 o'clock. I'm out in the park. I brought my computer and I'm monitoring my email and all. But I wouldn't be doing this on a normal day. So I'm really going to dial it up. I'm really going to focus on trying to break through an important barrier for me, which is getting under 245 pounds. And that's not getting to 245 and change, that's getting to 244.9. I have a doctor's appointment May 27th for my annual checkup. That next Friday, May 28th, 3 weeks from this Friday, 3 weeks and 2 days, I am setting the goal of getting to 244.9, getting under 245, really seeing some progress. I've gotten to 246.8, I believe, and I keep following the same pattern. I'm disciplined for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I get down to 247, 248, and then I'm like, all right, I'm good. And then it's like the level of urgency dies down, and then 2 weeks later I'm like 254, talking about I need to dial it back up again. I'm going to make an aggressive push, and I'm not gonna, part of the inspiration I said I would mention is I listened to 50 Cent's book, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, and I bought that book with gritted teeth, thinking it was gonna be, back in the hood, back in the hood, I was selling drugs, I was a 50 Cent gangster, and I got shot 9 times, and man, it was nothing like that. The shit he said was unbelievably concise, well thought out, very insightful. Like he did, talk about parallels from selling drugs to being in the corporate area, but it wasn't him dramatizing the game. Like, this is not the book version of his album, which is what I was expecting. Yeah, these cats ran up on me, they let off shots, I let off shots, and nothing like that at all. He breaks things down, and he talks about, it was amazing to hear him cite studies from, he talked about setting goals, and he cited a study by an organizational behavior professor from Northwestern's Kellogg. So I'm like, what the fuck does 50 know about this shit? This is clearly a very well-read man. But he said people who have written down specific goals achieve them at a significantly higher rate than those who just keep them off the top of their head and set loose goals. So I'm going to take 50's advice, and I'm going to set goals. I'm going to set the goal of getting to 244.9, not 245. I'm saying under 245, 244.9 by Friday, May 28th, and I'm going to put in the work for it. I've got a lot of flexibility. I can work out. I can afford to be tired. I'm going to go down to 1 cheat meal a week. I've done this before. I've had weekends last year. I thought about it when I'm talking about doing 1 cheat meal a week just for the remainder of the month. There were weekends where I wanted it so bad last year that I went entire weekends without a single cheat meal. It wasn't a ton out of the whole year. I was pretty consistent with my 2 cheat meals a week. But there were certain times where I was plateauing and I was still doing all the right things, and it wasn't, I can count on my hand, I know it wasn't 5, but I know it wasn't 1 where I went the entire weekend without a cheat meal. It's probably 2, maybe 3 times, because I wanted it that bad last year, and there was nothing that was going to stop me from getting under 250. I started the year 305, and I was hell-bent on getting under 250, and I was able to do that. I need to find that same passion again. I'm gonna focus in on a number over the next few weeks. I don't know if I should continue weighing myself daily or not, because I feel like that has really taken out the suspense of working towards a goal for the week. And quite honestly, a video I watched on Bricks Fitness, he had been doing transformation stories. There was a story he put out in like December or January where a guy lost 150 pounds in 10 months. He just said, weigh yourself every day for 30 days and you'll see. And I feel like you'll see how your body reacts to food. There's no mistaking it. And I've been doing this since March. So, it's been a good 6 weeks. I understand. I see the impact of my weekends. When I have a cheat meal, my weight will go up by 4 to 5 pounds, and it takes days to work that off. And I've been stuck in this cycle where I keep getting down to 250, 247, 248, and then something comes up and I'm like, all right, I'm good. I'm in good. It's like I've become content with being 250, between 250 and 260. And I'm not content anymore. Now that this main goal for the early portion of the year is taken care of, it's really time to get back to this I'm gonna have to really work to manage through the stress because things are going to be incredibly difficult in my new job. I'm managing a team remotely. I'm working on a brand new product that is very fast paced, that is very complex. There is a huge technical component of it that I'm gonna have to learn. And so I don't want to make this video about my new job, but I'm just saying that to say there's going to be a lot for me to digest. And it's going to be very easy for me to rationalize that my fitness can wait, and that's just unacceptable, because the fact of the matter is, even if I just ran for 30 minutes a day and lifted for 45 minutes a day and ate properly, I could make this goal of 220. Like, the problem is when I get very stressed and I eat junk for days on end, which is what I did last week. I'm a stress eater, I'm an emotional eater, and this is what I need to tackle. This is the problem. When I get highly stressed, that's how I got heavy in the first place. 2017 by far was the most difficult year of the last decade for me. Sold our house at a loss, had my first child. We had all kinds of shenanigans with the new house we were buying. So we sold our old house at a loss, and to buy a new house and I moved from Connecticut to Maryland, had a baby. We had a huge shock at the end of after we had sold our house in Connecticut and we're about to close on our new house, which we bought new construction. The bank told us we needed to come up with an insane amount of money like a week before closing, and we were able to haggle that down to some because they had made some mistakes on our application. Most notably, the dumbest thing ever, we paid a mover to pack our stuff and store it, and the bill was like 10 grand because it was our whole house, and they stored it and they were going to bring it down and unpack. So the bank had seen that we had a $10,000 charge, and these idiots thought that was a monthly payment we were making. And so we had to argue with them and get these idiots to recognize a charge from a moving company is not a monthly expense. They're like, well, why are you paying it before you moved in? And I'm like, idiots, we're buying new construction. We sold our house a month ago and we showed you that, and we showed you the check. Like, it's beyond the scope of this, but just all kinds of stress. And then I'm dealing with a new child in the house. And then if that's not enough, 2 months after we move in, my company tells me they're selling my division. So all of that to say, I'm not going to beat myself up for 2017, but I went from 290 to 340 that year with all of this stress. I didn't give a fuck about my fitness, my diet, my appearance, nothing. I was just trying to survive that year. That was by far, 2002 and 2017 by far are the most difficult years I've had as an adult, by far. So that's the correlation. Very high stress. I gained 50 fucking pounds that year, and I didn't get under 320 until the following summer, like May or June. I was heavy. I was calling myself Jonathan Ogden. And so I recognize I'm going into a new situation, and I want to crush this so badly. I want to do well so badly. I'm already committing to Monday through Thursday. I'm basically going to be working 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Fridays. I'm probably going to work 8:30 to 6, and I'm going to work a half day every Sunday. And that's just normal. That's not even like peak hours, where I will have some days where I work till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I want this so bad, but I need to make sure that I stay consistent. I'm going to have to dial it back. I can't do what I've been doing in my current career, because where I can call it a day at 5:36 so I can run for an hour and lift for an hour, 5 days a week. I can't do that. I'm going to have to dial it back. But the diet, the fasting, these are things that are not time dependent. And these are the things I need to focus on. For the next 3.5 weeks, it is going to be 2-a-days, 5 days a week. I want to run 5 days a week, and I want to lift 5 days a week. I know I have the time to do it, and so I want to focus in on getting under 245. And basically 3.5 weeks, I am setting an aggressive goal. July 1st, I want to be 239.9. Can I do it? I don't know, but I'm going to push for it. I'm going to be setting interim goals, listening to 50, setting specific goals and focusing on it. I'm going to stop weighing myself daily. Or maybe I'll just do 2 weigh-in videos a week. Maybe Monday to show where I'm at coming out of the weekend, and Friday. But I'm really gonna push to get under 245 in these next couple of weeks. And I'm gonna make a push to be consistent next month. I'm gonna be working a ton, but I know I can do it. So if I finish, July 1st at 243 pounds, that's the lowest I've been since 2002. So I'll take that as a win. I'll take being 3 pounds off versus what could potentially happen is me getting to 250 and starting the job and then recognizing or making this judgment call that my fitness doesn't matter. I can put it on the back burner until I learn my new job and I'm 260. We had a little technical difficulty there. Camera overheated and shut down, but let me bring this one home. The scenario I want to avoid is me making these value decisions that I've got to invest in this career and in this new job, and so I just need to let my diet fall by the wayside and stop working out. And I can't have that. Like, I've worked too hard for this, and it isn't even about the effort. This isn't about aesthetics. I don't want to die in my 50s or 60s. If I'm 340 pounds all throughout my 50s, if from the day I turn 50, I'm 340 pounds, and until the day I die, I'm never going to be under 340 pounds, I sincerely doubt that I'll see 60 or 65. Like, sincerely doubt it. I also don't want to be on a bunch of medications. I don't want to be big sexy with the derby and the beard. Like, I don't want to do all of that shit. Like, I want to live a long, healthy life. I want to be able to get out of a chair. I want to be able to jog up a flight of stairs. I want to be able to run races. I tell my daughter I'm going to be at her 50th birthday party, which would be a month shy of my 91st birthday. And I'm not going to do that being 340 pounds with a Rick Ross beard. Like, it just ain't going to happen. So I need to make this a priority. Recognize that, my career is going to skyrocket in terms of priority come June 1st. And I can't sustain what I did last year, but I can still continue the momentum. So just wanted to lay that out there. I'm going to push through May 28th to get under 245, and I mean under. I don't mean 245.1. I mean 244.9, and I'm gonna push to continue that momentum and get under 240 by July 1st. So those are my stated goals. I'm gonna make a real hard push for this, and I'm gonna be accountable. I'm gonna post on my channel. I've got plenty of time the next 3.5 weeks. And let's make it happen. I know I can do this. It's not going to be easy. It's really going to push me, but I know I can do this. So I'm going to post my weight from this morning. I'm going to stop weighing myself daily because I know the pattern. I've done it all through these last 6 weeks, whether I've been trashing myself, eating McDonald's twice in a day, drinking a bunch of soda. I've weighed myself. So I see the impact. So I no longer need to do that, and I think it really helps to have that suspense. Like, am I going to make it? Where am I going to be on Friday? So I think it helps me to not weigh myself because there's a build-up during the week versus, like, I know right now I'm 256.9 pounds, and tomorrow I'll be 254, 255. Like, I know what happens every week, so I'm going to stop weighing myself. I'm going to focus on, so moving forward, when the videos come out on Friday with my weigh-in, I'll be just as shocked as you are, whereas the last month and a half, I've known what I was the day before, so it's only going to move by a couple of pounds. So that's all I got to say. I've talked quite a bit. If you still watching this, you really fuck with me, to quote J. Cole, but that's it for now. So the challenge is on.